And I always tell the story where I visualize Jesus. He's my brother, and he's standing there holding my hand in front of his, our Father God. And he's saying, telling God, she messed up again, Dad, but she's going to try again. And if you give her a chance, can you forgive her? And he always says, of course. Of course I will. And that's what we do in life. Forgiveness is for you more than it is that person that you forgave. You have to find a way to be able to let go and forgive. And when you do, forgiveness then frees up space in your heart where you might have harbored resentment, hate, anger. Those things will hang around. They'll stay in your heart if you let them. And they'll eat away at your soul. And if we're lucky, we get to say, you know what? That was the past. That was something that happened. And whether it was in our control and we made a bad decision, or someone else's control and they made a bad decision that really hurt our feelings, we look at that, and if you let go of that stuff, really good stuff will come in. I promise. I promise. Because it's like, I'm going through this right now. It's like your house. You have things, and if you hold on to them, there's no room to move around and to live. And I have a lot of things that I've gathered through various decorating styles that I've been through. And I remember my first step, and it's been almost a year now, I think. My first step, I have this great big wall in my living room. And it's just a little ranch. And there's this big ass wall. And it was covered. It was covered in word art. It was covered in different images and things. And it was a myriad of all different types of messages, all positive. Find your purpose, all that kind of stuff. Live each day. And one day I looked at it and it just began to blur. Nobody was really speaking out to me. And I'm like, what is all this noise on this wall? So I took it all down, all of it. I cleared out everything I possibly could that I felt was cloudy. And then the problem is I took all of that down and I stuffed it in a far back area in my house that now is taking up space. It's like this really cool space in the back of the house that could be really used for something cool. And that right now it's not. It's still holding that stuff from my past. Now, some of it is really sweet and special. Some of it is, paintings that my mom did, or photographs. There's a few boxes back there of some special stuff. So it matters, some of it. But for the most part, it's just taking up space. And those images and those prints and things like that, that's what they do. They're just sitting there. And they're not paying the bills. They're not paying rent. And that's some pretty high real estate where something really magical and good could be. It could actually be like this tiny little cute room. It's extended off of one of the bedrooms, and it's causing life not to live there. That's what blame, shame, anger, guilt, woulda, coulda, shouldas are in your heart. And all of those things that we hold inside, they can affect your professional life. They can affect your health. So if you got that going on, I'm no doctor and I don't play one on TV, but I highly recommend, and here's my prescription, you find a way to start unloading that luggage and give it away to the universe. And if you're like me, I gave it to God. He's really good at handling and helping out problems within inside me. And it was early last year I made that decision. And I said, you know what? I can't. I know you're right there, God, but I cannot handle this anymore on my own. So here, you take this. You take this. And you do with it what you will. And once I did that, it opened up this opportunity for, I'm going to be corny right now, for me to like myself. For me to start nurturing me, taking care of me. I was taking care of all of the bad emotions and memory, not the good memories, not the fun memories that I think about, just getting in the car with my dad and mom and we packed up sandwiches and went on a little trip. That's a good memory. You hold on to that stuff. When you look at the side of your dad's face as he's driving, or you look at your mom looking out the window and you're just sailing down the highway, that's good stuff. You get rid of that other stuff. So then love comes in. And it comes in many ways. It comes in the way where you take everything down off of a wall so you can have a fresh start. It comes in a way where you open your heart up enough to let a new friend come in. Maybe it's a new relationship, whether it's your boyfriend or girlfriend or something to come into your life. Because it can't come in if you're fighting it with all that other stuff. So the reason why I'm telling you this and why I go there is I'm at a place today because I did that. I'm not bossing you around telling you to do that. I'm begging you to do that. I'm asking you to do that because we need that in our world. We need that in the universe for us to let go of some of that stuff that's just like, the I'm not good enough or I can't do that. Yeah, you can. You really want to do that? Yeah, you can. Look, I told you guys a story about, I don't know what this little show is doing. I don't. I do not know the impact yet. In a very small way, I have emails and private messages, and I can see that people are listening or downloading or, but I really don't know the ripple effect that it might have. Because if it could touch someone's heart or make them want to do something different in a day. But I've always wanted to do it. Always. And how was I going to do it? I used to sit and just wring my hands like I knew in my heart it wasn't a radio show. It wasn't in the hills, where I had to start off working in the middle of the night. Although you never know, I might get up in the middle of the night and do a little recording, but it wasn't commercial. I wanted the freedom to be able to do what I wanted to, say and share. And it really started getting bad when I started this job in training, and I would, spill some of me onto the folks I was training, and they started saying things to me like, that's really something. Thank you for sharing that. You should this, you should that. And I'm like, well, I'm going to have a radio show one day. One day I'm going to have a podcast. And I'd been saying it for months. And then one day, it was in September, I had a very special encounter with someone. We had coffee, and I shared with him my dreams. And the next thing I knew, he showed up at my house with a microphone and showed me how to get hooked up and how, it wouldn't just sound like, we both knew we wanted it to sound good and wanted it to sound professional. And here I am. I am a firm believer, 150%, that would not have happened if I had not have let go. If I had not taken down that stuff on my wall. If I had not started emptying out. And since then, early this spring, I have been taking out trash bags of just stuff and donating it. And it's stuff that clouds up. We do that spiritually to our own selves. I really wanted to say something about that today, because if you have that, it's going to affect every single relationship in your life. And things were rocky off and on with my daughters. And we're human beings, and we still fight, and but we know that underlying, we know there's heart, and we know there's happiness, and we know that there's soul, and we know that there's connectivity. And it's healthy. And I could not control myself yesterday. I was just crying like a fool right in the restaurant because I knew they knew what that was going to do to me. And for them to be able to pull that off and just a total surprise was amazing. And I just wanted to share that with you. Now, having said that, in lieu of Mother's Day, you're going to have to hang on a second. I got to grab something, all right? Hang on. It's only going to take me a second. I'm not going far. Hang on. I have to read you a little poem that I wrote. It was months after my mom had passed away, and my dad died first. I was 21, and now I'm 36 when my mom passed away. And we were just a mess, us brothers and sisters. We weren't doing too well. We thought we had it together, and we certainly did not. But moms have a way of doing things. Mom had a way of I don't know, somehow keeping us all together. Whether we were, maybe we didn't get together the way that we should. I'm the youngest of 7. There was all those brothers and sisters, and everybody had a few kids, and it was just insane. My mom was a grandma to so many kids, and great grandma she started being, and one day it was she passed away in April 1997, and one day you just sit down and pencil and paper and you write this down, something like this. It's something I call the glue. As I try to build, I wander with my mind to days of past as new days unwind, to a place so safe, unity this I thought, security I found, foundation bound. The walls tight fit, love which grew into past and future, sacred old and new. Times had and to be shared, shattered now. Temporarily this I pray, for she was the glue, our mother so true. None of us knew, she was tired then, now refreshed, she views from above, her raised 7, comforted now she in heaven. Her wish, to begin our path, to live and share and know, all that she gave for us to grow, this I have to believe, this I know. August 1997. So, happy Mother's Day, Mom. My brothers, Tommy and Richard, have since passed away, so they're with her. They're up there probably drinking fish and eating beer. Got a little fire, and I did say that on purpose. My brothers used to say stuff like that all the time. I believe that they are together up there, and they just want us to get it together here on Earth. And because, when people pass away, you sure miss them. And the loss of them not being here in that vacancy, but it's us who have to strive and get through, in a day and take what they taught us or how we hung out or memories and things like that. So today, I as my hashtags right before this, I was getting ready for work, and as a writer, I get really jealous sometimes of gosh, I wish I would have written that. And jealousy, that's not such a good word. How about envious? But when I hear words like, and the piano sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer. And of course we know that's Billy Joel and the Piano Man, but I'm really jealous of that. The piano really does sound like a carnival in that song. He is, will always be not only the piano man, but just a genius. And